Hello guys, welcome to the cutting tutorial of this dress. In this video, we'll be learning how to cut this beautiful gown on your screen right now. So if this is what you are interested in learning or in watching, please stay tuned and watch till the end. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Thank you as you do that. Let's dive into the video guys. Hello everyone, welcome back to, to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be learning how to do this, how to cut this trendy shift dress. Should I call it a shift dress or a kaftan dress? But anyway, a shift dress. And here, this is the measurements we'll be using in cutting out this beautiful dress. And here I'm using Ankara fabric, and the yardage of this Ankara is not up to 3 yards. But if you're on a bigger side, please, I urge you to go for 3 yards or 4 yards. Okay. So guys, first of all, here I'm marking. I marked out the starting line. After the starting line, this is a cut together sleeve dress. So after marking out the starting line, I mark out my shoulder measurement. After that, I mark out my sleeve length. Uh, uh, my sleeve length, and also I came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Now I'm trying to impute the round sleeve measurement. So I measured her round sleeve. I divided it by two because this pieces here is folded into two. So I divided it by two. I divided her round sleeve measurement by two, and I I marked it out. So guys, I marked it out, and because this dress is a free dress, the sleeve is free. I added 1.5 inches for the freeness and also 1 inches for the sewing allowance. So I measured what I had there. Then I mark a straight line. Like I use that measurement as my bolt point measurement. After that, I marked out the waist measurement, and also I marked out her hip measurement and then the full length. But I used the full length of this Ankara as the full length of this dress because the full length of this Ankara is up to the full length of her dress. Even it's not even up to the full length of her dress, but I just have to because I don't want to um do any joining or something. I just leave it at the full length of this Ankara to be the full length of her dress. So I've went ahead to mark all the lines I marked out, and here I'm marking out the neckline measurement. So I'm using 3.5 inches for the width, and also for the front neckline, it, it's a V neckline, right? So I'm marking out 8 inches, no, 8.5 inches, because her both point is 11.5 inches. So I used 8.5 inches because I don't want her bust, or she don't want her bust, not me. I don't She don't want her bust to be showing or her cleavage to be showing. So I had to use that. But if you are doing your own, the kind of how exposed you want yours to be. So you can go ahead and mark out yours. So here I'm imputing her round bust measurement plus 1.5 free allowance and also 2 inches sewing allowance. And also on her waistline, I'm I'm marking out her round waist divided by 4. I added the 1.5 inches for the freeness allowance and also the 2 inches for the sewing allowance. And on her hip measurement, I did the same thing also. around hip measurement divided by 4, 1.5 inches for freeness, and also 2 inches for sewing allowance. Here I'm using my free hand to connect all the curves. If you have your curving ruler, you can use your curving ruler, but here I just use my free hand to connect to make the curve. Okay, and I'm connecting the sleeve measurement, and also at the armhole part I'm giving it a kind of curve. Okay, I'm giving the armhole curving here, so go ahead and do yours the same thing. So to mark out the measurement for the hemming part, I measured what I have on the hip area. I measured it out, and I also marked it out on the hemming part, because it will not be fitted, it will be free on her. So I used my hip measurement, what I had as my hip measurement, on the hemming line, and I've connected all the lines. Now I'm cutting it out. So guys, mind you, these pieces are just cut out right now, is the front pieces. So I'll go ahead to cut out the back pieces using these front pieces. So guys, here I'm done cutting out the back pieces using the front pieces, and here I'm unpinning the two pieces to separate them, because I'll now have to work on the front pieces. So for the front design, I'll be marking out the measurement I'll be cutting out for the front design. Okay, so but first of all, I'm pinning down my pieces to keep it in place. So for the front design, what I'll be using is 3 inches. I'll be cutting out 3 inches from these front pieces for the front design. Okay, I will connect the lines like so, but then at the neckline I'll make, to avoid a sharp curve there, I'm using my hand to connect it in a way that it will be in a straight line. Okay, and I'll go ahead right now to cut it out, but I'll be cutting out 2.5 inches. The remaining half inch will be for the joining of the design. Okay, I'll just cut out 2.5 inches here. So guys, and that is it for the cutting of these two pieces, and the next thing I'll go ahead to start sewing it.